There is some breaking news coming in this morning related to the Delhi gang rape of December. We are getting news now that Ram Singh, one of the key accused in that gang rape, has committed suicide. Reports indicating that Ram Singh committed suicide inside the Tihar jail where he was lodged along with 5 others. Ram Singh was one of the 6 accused in the Delhi gang rape case of December. He was the driver of the bus in the Delhi gang rape case. In fact, the paramedical student, just to get you a bit of that case, she was 23 years old, was brutally raped and assaulted by 6 people in a moving bus in December 16th last year. This happened in New Delhi. She's come to her injuries in a Singapore hospital on December 29th. Shubhajit Sen Gupta getting us more details. Shubhajit, it's over to you. What more do you have?
Yes, we do have a confirmation coming in from the Tihar jail PRO who says this, that the Ram Singh, who was the prime accused in the 16 December gang rape case, had committed suicide late last night. He had used his own clothes, the clothes he used to wear in the jail, to make to tie himself up from the roof, and committed suicide in jail number 3 of Tihar jail, where he was staying for the last 3 odd months. And in this, and Tihar jail has initiated a process of inquiry. He hasn't left behind any note or anything, but these are the details we are getting right now as of that he has committed suicide. And this we can see there's an immense pressure which was going on. A lot of social ostracization has also happened. Remember, they were kept in high security zone, but even then, though he was kept away from the other cell members, he himself had committed suicide.
Shubhajit, Ram Singh had revealed some very shocking and surprising details to the police during his interrogation. He was a high-risk prisoner. You're saying he was lodged in that area which has high security in the Tihar jail. How could this have happened then?
So he was lodged in the high security zone of Tihar jail so as to keep him away from the other accused in this other convicts who are there in the jail, as well as those who are under trials as well. But the point is, the reason he was kept away was because there was a lot of emotion. There was emotions flaring high in this case. There's a lot of sentiment attached. So the jail authorities were scared that someone might try to harm him. But what happened here was he himself committed suicide. So which acts when we asked the Tihar jail authorities as to how did this happen and why did this take place, they had said that they've initiated an inquiry and the process is on. But as of now, the information we have is that he has committed suicide, and the reason behind it is yet unknown. But what we do know is that we've seen him, even in his testimonies and even in his behavior in court, though it was an in-camera proceeding, he would keep to himself. He refused to undergo TIP. According to the records which were found in the charge sheet, he was found to be the most brutal one as well. So these are some of the details which are coming in. This case has now gotten a new twist, with Ram Singh, the main accused, committing suicide.
That's right. It is a new twist. Ram Singh was the main accused in the gang rape of a 23-year-old girl from Dehradun. In fact, he'd already confessed to the police that he had brutally assaulted her because she had resisted his attempts to rape her and then had bitten him. The question to you is, will this affect the case in any way?
See, ideally this shouldn't affect the case for the rest of the 5 individuals, 4 of them major and 1 minor, because the case will go on in its own way. But yes, one of the keys, when one key person is not there, yes, he was the main accused, and the conspiracy behind it, it was said to have been orchestrated by him, which means that his testimony would be, though he had said what he had said, he had given his statement in front of the magistrate as well. But now we have to wait and watch how this progresses. Remember, this is one case which is going on fast-track court. Already 40 of the 80-odd witnesses had deposed in the court, and now the rest were on. We'll have to wait and watch how it plays out. But what our sources are telling us at this point of time is that it won't have much of an impact as far as purely legal terms.
All right. You know, Shubhajit, Ram Singh, as you're constantly saying, has confessed to his crime, after repeated and intense police interrogation. Could you tell us what he told the police?
See, he has confessed to his crime only in front of the police, and police confession is not permissible in a court of law. It's not admissible in the court of law. In front of the court, he has refused TIP, which is test identification parade, and he had not plead guilty. The trial was on against him. So legally speaking, he hadn't confessed. But yeah, in front of the police, he had agreed to certain things. According to the police charge sheet, details of which are to be kept because the court proceedings are on, have actually blamed Ram Singh for being the most brutal of the six people. So yes, his involvement was crucial. Also, he was the driver of the car. He was the master of that vehicle. Because without his permission, they couldn't have gone out. All these matters are there, which did make him the main accused. We have known, a lot of people have earlier said that he had suffered from certain mental problems, but this could probably be a reason coming out from there as well. But the fact remains that yes, Ram Singh has committed suicide, and after his suicide, now what we'll have to see is how this case develops further. Remember, the trial was in its advanced stage. Over 40 witnesses had already deposed. The rest of them were going on. We were expecting an order to come in by first week of April or second week of April. But now again, we'll have to see how it plays out in the trial as well.
All right, Ram Singh in fact was to be produced in court today. During the court proceedings, during court hearings, did he ever express any sort of remorse for his crime?
See, this was an in-camera proceeding, and everything that happened outside was kept outside the purview of the journalists. But the fact what remains is that he had not pleaded guilty in this case. He had said that he had not committed this crime. So yes, that stage couldn't have had come in the process of law. However, the very initial days when the other accused, like Akshay, had told in front of the court, when it was an open court proceedings, that he was ashamed of what he had done, though that was not in front of the magistrate, but in front of the normal, though it was not during a confession statement or a statement given to the magistrate, it was just during whether he wanted a test identification parade or not. Ram Singh at that point of time had not said anything, except for the fact that he had refused test identification parade.
Just stay on with us, Shubhajit Sengupta. For viewers who are just joining us, this is the big breaking news we are tracking this morning. Ram Singh, one of the key accused, one of the main accused in the Delhi gang rape case of December, has committed suicide. This happened inside the Tihar jail yesterday evening. Shubhajit, just give us clarity. When exactly did he commit suicide? Was it yesterday evening, late night, or early this morning?
This happened between yesterday late night and this morning, once they were sent to their respective cells, and between the morning the Tihar jail got to know about it this morning, and after that they have ordered an inquiry into the process. What he had done was he used the clothes he used to wear and the blanket which he was given to make a rope of it, and then he hung himself from his roof this morning.
All right, Shubhajit, also the fact that not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, Tihar inmates had beaten him up as well. Could you just take us through why he could have possibly wanted to commit suicide, hang himself to death, given the fact that the trial is still going on, that he was supposed to be produced in court today? Also the fact that his lawyers wanted the case to be transferred out of Delhi because they felt that the Delhi police was biased against them.
See, those were the rumors which were coming in from some sections of the media that he was beaten up. It was neither officially confirmed by the Tihar jail officials or by the police. His lawyers did, yes, want to take this case away from Delhi, but that reason was basically given that the public sentiment which was there in Delhi and the feeling which was there, the kind of protest that Delhi had witnessed post 16th of December made his lawyers feel that the trial won't get there won't be a fair trial possible in this case in Delhi, and that's the reason why they wanted to move it from Delhi and take it to somewhere else, somewhere where they felt it won't be as biased. The Supreme Court had actually thrown out this petition, but that at this point of time seems to have very little to do with what has happened. Probably even in jail he was facing a kind of ostracization or something worked in his mind, or that he saw this probability, and now but remember, he was being tried for a murder case, which meant that the maximum sentence would have been death. So probably all this had acted in his mind, and the fact that he was in jail for a long time, and that there was a constant threat, and if he could feel that the way he was perceived was not well. So all this could have actually led to this process of suicide, and which led to his death.
Ram Singh is one of the main accused in the Delhi gang rape case. There are 6 accused in total, out of which one is a minor. Can you tell us the exact charges, Shubhajit, that were against Ram Singh?
There were Ram Singh and 5 others have been booked under 13 major charges, which include murder, which include gang rape, 376 2G, which essentially means rape by more than one individual. Apart from that, Ram Singh also had destruction of evidence against him, which means that was because, according to the police, he had actually taken the bus after this entire incident, taken the bus to Noida and washed it off of all its evidence, trying to kill the evidence which was present inside the bus. After that, apart from that, it's also being charged with dacoity because he robbed Ramadhar Singh as well as the couple who were there in the bus, and other sections of which would add to recovering of goods and certain stuff. So which there was also criminal conspiracy 120B because police believe that all 6 of them were part of the conspiracy, first to rob Ramadhar Singh and then to get into this heinous act with this 23-year-old girl.